Welcome to the first episode of Stone Uncensored. So, Stone Uncensored is about me telling my stories and the lessons I was able to draw out from these stories. It is going to be sincere, it is going to be precise. I'm going to be calling names. So many people are going to know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about because they are a part of these stories, and I know some will be offended, but I really don't mind. But I hope they don't get offended because that is me telling my own stories. Like, you can actually tell your own stories because the goal of this is to be able to impact this world positively. That has always been my goal in life, to impact others positively. Where do I begin? I was going to be talking about a particular story, but I decided to talk about something else because all these days I've just been going back to that moment in my life where I felt so lost, where I didn't know what to do. The first time in my life whereby I was almost giving up, and how I picked myself back again, the people that let me down, and how I was able to overcome that challenge, or how I was able to overcome that period of my life. Guys, I'm going to be sharing this story, telling the truth, the people who let me down. Even though I know they say in life nobody owes you anything, but guys, I'm going to tell you the people that let me down, and I'm going to be very honest about it. I don't care if it's my mom or my dad or whosoever. I'm going to share these stories, and I'm going to call out these people. 2016 was that point in my life where I gave up on everything. I packed my things and I went back to our home. I went back to my father's house, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't tell them that that was what was happening to me. I was frustrated. My business had crumbled because I was sick, and the crisis had started. I could not go out to sell. I went back home with no plan, with nothing, no money, nothing at all. I went back home empty. I was devastated. I was humbled. I was stressed, but I told nobody. Out of this frustration, I approached my father and I told him, I need to talk to you about something. I told him that if there was a way he could lend money for me to travel to, even to Dubai, I'll be very grateful, because I've spoken to a friend and he told me I don't need much for me to come to Dubai, even if it was 600,000, if they could lend it and make me to travel. It was out of frustration. My father, as usual, the man doesn't know what to do. He's always lost. He doesn't know what to do. He was just looking at me like, okay, like I knew for sure that nothing was going to come out of that conversation. I think he spoke about it with his wife, and his wife, that's my stepmom. He spoke about it with my stepmom, and from that point, from that moment in time, my stepmom stopped talking to me. Let me tell you something. My father is not a government worker. My stepmom is a government worker. She can go to the bank and take a loan. She has been working with the government for years. She could go to the bank and take a loan for me to go to Dubai and start life and hustle, because they know how much I hustled in life. But she said nothing, and she started ignoring me. She stopped talking to me. My father, on the other hand, as usual, he never knows what to do. He never had that conversation again with me. I've already given up. I don't know what to do. Mind you, I packed my bags. I came to Kumba, but my things were still in my room, and I was owing 2 months of rent already. I didn't know how to get out of that situation. I was all lost. That same December, my cousin was getting married. My cousin came from America. He was getting married to his wife, and I went to their house to attend the marriage. Everywhere I was going to, I felt so invisible. When I got to their house, I saw the ambience. They were happy. Everybody was happy. Like nobody even cared whether I was existing or not. I came, it was just as if it was a ghost that came and she wasn't existing. I was sitting in their room, I was just looking how they were dressing up, how they were wearing good clothes, the things they bought for them from America. And I was just sitting there. Nobody was talking to me. Everybody was just ignoring me. I was just there. Yeah, so I attended the wedding. I was just looking funny. I was so pale that one of my cousins had to ask me. She asked me, "Are you sure you're not sick? If you have like a terminal sickness, you have to say it, like, because you look very pale." But deep down, I knew the pain I was in at that time, and I couldn't even voice it out. I didn't have anyone to even explain it to. I didn't know what to do. When you just finish from the university, it is very, very difficult. But one way or the other, I've always found my business. My business has always been my support. The next day, I still carried myself, went back to my aunt's place to help them wash plates. My grandfather was also in that wedding. Yeah, so my grandfather had told me that I'd explained my situation to him. I told him if he could just assist me with some money. Let me tell you about my grandfather. My grandfather is that man who sponsored all his other grandchildren to boarding school. Yes, his grandchildren that he got with another wife, he sponsors them in boarding schools. It's not like he doesn't have money. I told my grandfather my situation, and he was all very engaging in the conversation. Like, yes, I can. Yes, I'm going to help you. He even gave me his contact number, of which it was a lie. That number was never working, was never going through. That was a number my grandfather gave me for me to communicate with him so that he could send me some money to help me with my business. It was all a lie. I was so impressed and happy. After that day, I still went back again to the house. I went back again. That my cousin, he just got married. I was explaining to him that I'm really lost. I don't have a job. I don't have a business. If you could assist me with my business. He was like, yeah. Of course, I can assist you. I'm well to do now. And he was just bragging. When you're explaining your situation to somebody and they're instead bragging about themselves, about how they're doing so well in life, like, on my head, I was just like, oh God, let this guy just help me with some amount of money so that I can do something. I can start back my business. I can rekindle my business. Everything that I was saying to that guy, he was just bragging about himself. He even told me that he has connections with people like in MTN. They could give me a job. I was like, wow, MTN, oh my God, please. And I did economics in school. I have a degree. He was like, really, you have a degree? Like, this guy did not even know that I have a degree. He said, oh, really, you have a degree? I was like, yeah, I have a degree. You can just link me up. He was like, no, I wanted to link one of my younger sisters, but she's not really interested. She was just telling me all those things not because she wanted to help me. She wanted to show me that he wanted to show me that he's so well to do. No help came. Nothing at all. I went back. The same. I was going helter-skelter for help. Nothing. I finally gave up. I just sat in the house. I said, okay, at the end of the day, I'm just going to pack up my things and come back home. So now, how did I find myself back? One day, I was just lying in bed, I was crying. This neighbor started singing and praying. The neighbor was singing praises, worship, and the neighbor started praying. All of a sudden, I just found myself praying. I found myself singing. I found myself praying and crying to God. I said, God, just show me the way. Lord, just show me the way. All I want is the way. My father cannot help me. My stepmother cannot help me. My brothers cannot help me. Nobody can help me. Only you can help me. And I cried to God. The thing about God is, the miracle will not just appear, but God will show you a seed. God is going to give you a seed, and it is all left to you to develop that seed. And I was just sitting there. There was this lady owing me 4,000 francs in the year. And after praying, that thing just came to me like, this lady is owing you 4,000 francs. Borrow money from somebody and go back to Berea and use that money to start business. Guys, I called that lady that I was coming the next day to take that money. She said, okay, there's no problem. Do you have new things? I said, no. I'm just coming to take the money, but I'll bring new things. She said, okay. I went to a friend of mine, Rebecca. I cannot forget Becky. Becky lended me 3,000 francs. So when I got to Berea, I took that 4,000 from that lady. So altogether, I was having now 7,000. I went to the market. I bought 4 gowns for 1,000 each. I bought things to cook for 1,000 francs. Yes, I bought things to cook for 1,000 francs. I was left only 2,000 francs. I took those 4 gowns back to that same lady. She bought all those 4 gowns, 225 each. That gave me 10,000 francs. I went back home. I cooked, I ate, I slept. Mind you, my father never called me. My stepmother never called me. Nobody ever called me to ask, how are you doing? How are you coping? I didn't even bother about that. All I was focused on was raising back my business. This is how God was able to bring my business back to life. The next day, I took that 10,000 francs. I removed 8,000 and went back to the market. I bought 8 gowns. And that was how I met a new client who was buying for 3,000. And if the gown was one bad as me, she would buy for 4,000. So I sold to her that day. I sold to her 18,000 francs. And I was still left with about maybe 2 gowns or so. That was how I kickstarted my business again. Mind you, nobody called me, nobody messaged me, nobody cared about my existence. I was battling on my own. I went back to the market on another market day. I bought dresses for 10,000 francs. I bought dresses for 10,000 francs and I kept 3,000. That was how I was able to put back money into the business, put back money into the business, put back money into the business, put back money into the business. Mind you, I was battling all alone with myself and God. One day, my neighbor called me and said, Lizzie, I have a dream about you. She said, I saw how God was able to make you go, God was able to bring you back up from nothing. I was like, we were not close. I never told her how difficult life was for me. That was how I was able to come back into my business. From that point in time, the face of my business changed for good. And the following year, I was able to launch Stone Collection and take a runway show. That is a story for another day. But what I want you to focus on is the fact that see how I was already giving up, and see what God used to bring me back. That is the lesson that I learned. You can start from anything or anywhere. God is more interested in the seed. It will not happen like it's not the miracle is not going to be dramatic, but God is going to use a whole process to teach you something. And that was a process that God used to teach me that you can start from anything. And that is the reason why you see me today, I'm fearless, because I went through that phase in my life and I learned that I should not be afraid. Instead, I can rise from anything. And I hold that to this day. Guys, I am not scared of anything. I believe that I can rise from anything. I'm going to be sharing more of these stories so that it's not going to be like theories. It's not theories to me. So this video is to encourage someone. It's to encourage you that you shouldn't give up. So I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm going to be sharing more stories that is going to motivate you to become what God wants you to be. For more stories, like this video, comment, and share this video. Please share this video. So many people around the world need this kind of encouragement. So please share this video. Thank you so much for watching, and till next time. Bye bye.